Yes, indeed, and today we are, of course, talking about prostate cancer, which takes center stage. One of the most common cancers in men after skin cancer, but it is curable. Good news, right?
It really is, and I love the fact that we are casting light on these issues being Movember, but I have to ask the obvious question, okay? Please don't laugh at me. What is your prostate? What does it do in terms of the bodily function?
It actually has a function, and it looks like a walnut or a giant olive, for example. So we're looking at a size of about 2.5 to 3 centimeters in totality in most people. And it lies basically just under the bladder, between the bladder and the anus. And that's exactly the area that... What its function actually is to make fluid, a liquid substance that is involved in bathing the sperm cells, that actually gives them, obviously, an environment in which they can be motile and move around, and in that way ensure good sperm health. So that's the primary function of the prostate gland.
Right. I'm sure there's going to be many, many questions arising. In fact, Dr. Darren Green will be taking your calls. 083-913-3728, including the fact that I was very surprised to notice that there are no early warning signs of prostate cancer. But of course, once the tumour has developed, then there are certain things that one can, symptoms that one can deduce. Yes. And what are those?
Yeah, we call them the LUTS symptoms, the lower urinary tract symptoms. And in a nutshell, the first things you'll notice when the prostate is enlarged is that you have a poor stream. So the power of the stream is diminished, and you'll have then dribbling. You'll also have a problem standing and urinating. Often those gentlemen with swollen prostates have to sit and urinate. And along with that, you could also obviously develop things like urgency, where you feel you have to go and have a huge volume of urine to pass and only a little bit comes out. So those symptoms are really warning signs, and so is obviously frequency as well.
All right, and again, just reminding you, you can ask your questions, post your comments to the doc. 08391333728 is the number to dial. With the detection being obviously, I think, dominant here with the lack of symptoms or those warning signs, how often should we be checked? What is that process like? Is it as scary as we are all led to believe?
Yeah, the stigma around the prostate examination is obviously something that needs to be addressed, and we are addressing it. You know, the different ways of diagnosing any abnormalities in the prostate, starting with a simple blood test, which is called a prostate-specific antigen. That is a chemical hormone that we measure. It gives us an idea as to the activity of the prostate and whether it's enlarged. An enlarged prostate is often the pre-runner of a cancerous prostate. So you can often pick up if there's inflammation or enlargement of the prostate with that blood test. Then we move on to the digital examination, which involves, obviously, the practitioner actually using one of his fingers to examine the prostate and actually look at the size, the contour, where the groove is, etc., to decide whether it's significantly enlarged for further testing. And then, of course, we have the sonar, which is very accurate in looking at the mass or volume size of the prostate and helping us to quantify exactly, the actual predicted size.
Yeah, well, we are talking men's health, in particular prostate cancer this morning. 083-913-3728 is the number you can call if you have any comments to make or ask any questions to Dr. Darren Green, and we'll do that right after the break.